now together, but I'd be glad to try to help you give some insight into where we are. We're like I said, it's in the early stages, so I'll take any questions I can help you with.
What's up, Chris? That's Greg for Chris. Hey, Greg, how are you?
Doing well, Chris. How are you?
Well, thank you. I guess just kind of going off that, I mean, generally speaking, with all the protocols that are in place now, how do you think that they've been going, and how have the players been adjusting to it, to kind of their new normal, I guess?
I think the guys have done a good job. It is definitely an adjustment, and it takes all of us holding each other accountable. It's easy to forget to put your mask on, forget to do a lot of things when you're busy and you're thinking about other things. But I think the guys have gotten into a pretty good routine of what we do, and also they feel comfortable, just helping each other out, correcting each other, including anybody, players, coaches, helping each other out. So that's going to be key because it only takes one, as we've seen, and then it can spread. So we really have to stay on top of it, be diligent, and the reality is, even if you do that, you can still get bit. So it's definitely a big challenge.
Thank you. Tom Kinnaman?
Hey, Greg, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you, Tom?
Good. How many players have you gotten back? I mean, do you have everybody you expected back? I mean, it's 3 weeks away, and I don't think we've seen a roster.
Yeah, and we're gonna get a roster. Here's my plan. We'll come out this time Monday next week with a roster, and then the following Monday with a depth chart. So again, I'm working through some things with the roster, and there's a lot of moving parts always with a football team. But then throw COVID in there and training camp while you're in school, and then a new staff. There's a lot of variables that all go there. So I will make sure you have it on Monday, and then like I said, depth chart the following Monday.
Okay, just for a quick follow down, you mentioned masks before. Are you going to wear a mask on the sideline every game?
I am.
We got Bobby Darren. Sorry, Bobby.
Oh, can you hear me?
I can now, Bobby.
Okay, good. Sorry, I'm on my phone doing this. I wanted to ask you about the transfers. Did you get word on all the guys who have come in regarding whether they can play or not this season?
We are actually still waiting on a couple, and here's the reason why. We would have been submitting those throughout the summer, and in August we were ready to send a few more of the few last ones in. And then when the season got canceled, there was no need, because then they would have had, their year in residency, and we wouldn't have to have a waiver. So once it appeared that we were going to play again, we immediately restarted the final couple waivers. So we will. I'm confident we'll know on everyone before we. My hope is before we get into game plan of our first game. So right now it's camp mode, as much as it can be camp mode. I mean, we're in school and tutoring and all those things, and but I think we'll have it in time to be able to make personnel decisions that are necessary, how we're going to practice for preparing for our opening game.
James Crouch.
Greg, I guess how have the quarterbacks looked so far? And I guess speaking about the roster question, did Johnny Lamb and Peyton Powell, are they quarterbacks, or have they been moved to other positions? We saw it on social media Johnny's number has changed.
So the quarterbacks as a whole, we've been getting all of them work, right? So there's a lot of them, and it's hard to do. We will start to tighten the repetitions and kind of focus them more as we move forward, starting on this week. So when I'm done with this, with you guys, we have a meeting as a staff. The players are off today, so we have a meeting this afternoon, which will be heavily based on personnel decisions moving forward. So we had all the practices in spider pads, and then we've had 5 in full pads, which is a different game when you start playing with full pads. So we'll make some initial directional decisions, right? Like, we're going to go in this direction, a few more reps for this guy, a few more reps for that guy, maybe decrease a few here and there, because you do have to start to, it's not training camp. And that's the big thing that's a big difference, is you don't have them all day. You don't have them, walkthroughs and then meetings, then practice, then meet again. And so you really have a condensed version in your preparation. So I think usually you would let this meeting happen a week later, but we have to do it now just because we don't have as much time and 19 days away from our first game. So that's the reason for doing it. As far as the quarterbacks go, I can tell you that Johnny changed his number only because he wanted to change his number. It wasn't due to anything else. As far as who's at what position, I'm going to hold off until we release the roster and the depth chart. But I can tell you that those guys are really working hard. That whole group of quarterbacks, trying to understand Coach Gleason's system, which they've been doing since we got here. But now you have to execute it with people trying to come after you, and it's a little different than executing it in a desk chair over a WebEx. So we've had our steps, right? We've been the WebEx team, and then we were the Notepad team, then we were the Spider team, and then finally Wednesday we started to become the real football team. So it's been a work in progress. But guys are working incredibly hard, and that's, as a coach, that's really all you can ask for, right? The guys are giving incredible effort, and I don't mean just in the on the field. They've been training, because we have to continue to train in the weight room. They've been doing a great job in the meeting room, and certainly that, our biggest challenge, COVID-19, they've been doing a really good job at battling that. I've told our team that's our number one opponent right now. It's not anybody on our schedule. If you get on that plane and you don't have your best players, well, it's going to be tough, right? So we really, really are working hard to stay healthy and to stay clean of the virus. But it's a huge challenge.
Go to Steve Blake.
Hey, Greg, how you doing?
Doing well. How are you, Steve?
Good. So it strikes me that largely because of things outside of your control, you're kind of a bit of an international team of mystery here. I mean, how much of that can help you? How much of that is actual subterfuge by you? I mean, is there some advantage to the fact that a lot of us have no idea what you look like?
If there is any, I don't think it's huge, right? And it's not, I'm not trying to be evasive in any way. I think here's the thing. There are a couple little things that, could help us maybe, right? With our opponent not knowing who to study or what to study. But, we have the same thing with our opener, what's the offense going to be? What's the defense going to be? What are their special teams? So we're going to have to, you're going to have to really more than ever be able to adjust on the fly. And if a couple little things can help, why not use it in that first game? But at the end of the day, that's going to be very little. It's going to be who can block and tackle and who can throw and catch. And it's always been that. It always will be that.
You got Ricky Snyder. Hey, Coach, how's everything going?
Doing well. How about you, Richie?
I can't complain. So the Big Ten put in that 21-day rule if you test positive for COVID. How much of that is a concern for you and your team?
Well, it's definitely a concern because, you do the math. People say, well, you missed 3 weeks. Well, you probably missed 4 weeks. Depending on where that day you tested positive falls, because you don't just show up to a game and play. It takes preparation. And so in an 8+1 schedule, if you get it, you're probably missing half the season. Right? So that's a big chunk. So we're really, again, and I've said this to the team literally every day, our number one enemy, our number one opponent is the virus. We have to stay healthy just so we can have an opportunity to go play at full force and see if we're better than who we're playing. But as you know, that is an ongoing challenge for all of us. So that definitely adds a very substantial variable to the equation that we're accustomed to.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Welcome.
Keith Sargent?
Hey, Greg.
What's up, Sarge?
Big picture one on Brendan White, where he fits into the defensive equation. The big picture, it sounds like things are relatively okay, but going on nationally, whether it's the outbreak with the Tennessee Titans or the president coming down with the virus and everything that's going on, are you confident that this season's going to go up without a hitch at this point?
So there's a lot in there. That's maybe like a 3 or 4 part question. My memory at this stage may not be able to remember all the parts, but I'll try.
Well, you know what's going on in the NFL. The NFL has issues. They suspended. You know what's going on in Washington. I'm assuming that you're not bubbled all the way, but is this going to happen? This season without a hitch.
I did get the memo on what's going on in Washington. Yes, Keith, thank you. You know what I'm confident? I'm confident in our testing. I think that, what we're doing, testing every day, and it's the best way to protect. So we know when we start our day here as a team that everybody who's with us is clean. And that's the best way you could, from the very beginning, I thought in my mind, that's the only way you can do this and really be safe. And thank goodness this fast response test developed. So, but how do you know? Again, you certainly with what you mentioned, no one's immune, right? I mean, everybody. It hit the NFL. It hit the President of the United States. So we talk about it every day. It's that big of a thing that we're constantly conversing as a team. The things we need to do. We've learned so much throughout our time together in dealing with the virus. So we communicate openly as a team. And with all that, you still see things. Hey, come on, get your mask up. It's not that anybody's trying to do that. It's just sometimes you forget. So we're working very hard at that. As far as, right now I am confident we're preparing 100% as if we're going to be opening on the 24th, and we're very excited about that. I'll tell you, B. White's had a good practice time here, and I have plenty of history with him, so I have a head start on him. He's one of the few players that I have in-game history with on our team. So, but he's doing well. Really, the whole team is like I said, working really hard. And I can't compliment enough how they've been able to do all this while they're doing a great job in the classroom with our tutoring. It's definitely put a burden on them, but one that they're all excited to do because they can't wait to go play. So, but I think our academic support people have done a great job being flexible and making sure that we can get all the guys where they need to be. So it's been a group effort for sure.
We have time for one more. We'll go to Fuchs.
Coach, how you doing? Just, I know you were dealing with a lot, but what's your early impressions of your staff on the field, coaching again with some new guys and some guys you coached in the past? Just how that's going?
Yeah, I love our staff. The staff's a work in progress as well, right? So like you said, some of us have worked together, some of us haven't. I've changed, so even if we've worked together, I'm not the same coach I was, and neither are they. So definitely been a feeling out process, but they bring great energy, they bring great knowledge, and I think they're really good role models and mentors for our players. So to me, that's what it's about. When you coach in college football, yes, you need to win games. Yes, you need to graduate your players. But as much as anything, are you giving them someone that they can look up to as a mentor to help them navigate? And I think more than any time in my career, it's more important today than any other time in my career that they have men like that to associate with and to look up to. So I'm very pleased with the job that they've done so far, and just got to keep moving forward step by step. So, guys, I appreciate it, and I know that we'll get that roster to you next week and the depth chart the week after. So I look forward to seeing you again on Monday. Take care.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day.